were at a point in your life where you didn't know if you could be redeemed yourself. You didn't feel that you could be redeemed. You felt as though where you were, as far as you had fallen, there's no way that you could be picked back up. And I truly believe that there are a lot of people in our society today who they question that for themselves. They question, have I fallen too far? Am I so low? Am I so far down that there's no coming back up from here? And your book is actually what inspired your actual experience of having those thoughts, those feelings is what actually inspired you to write
Mhm.
your book, The Birth, the Fall, the Redemption. I think
Right.
that's beautiful. Listen, I know inside of your book there are many things that you share, including your stories, your personal testimony, your personal examples and experiences. There's so many things that you share with the readers inside of your book. And one thing that I was curious to know as we are having this unique, this exclusive opportunity to sit and speak with the author of the book is, what would you say is the main message that you want your readers to get from your book? Because as you read it, there's so many things that can be pulled out of it, right? There's so many great tips, so much wisdom, so many nuggets that's in your book. But at the same time, as the author, what is the one message, the main thing that you're wanting to make sure that your readers are getting as they're reading your book?
Well, plenty, but the main thing is one, that God is real. If nobody knows that, whatever it is that you believe in, there are so many different. I've been taught not to say religion, but there are so many different religions and so many things to believe in. But whatever it is you believe in, understand that it's something out there in the universe that if you speak and pray and manifest on anything that you want to make it out of, it may take some time. And I'm an example of time. Like, I'm almost 42 years old, and in the Bible, who was it? Moses, that it would have took 13 years, 40 years. Somebody took 40 years. Okay. So I'm an example that in our time, I'm 40 years, in trying to make it, and I'm almost 42 years old, and I'm just not seeing sunlight. So I guess I would tell people that there's a way out of darkness. The light is not as far as it may seem. Um, I want women, men, because men are in domestic violence too. People are very surprised by that. But if you go by statistics, men and women are almost the same in percentage of domestic violence, and people don't know that. They think, oh, it's a big strong man. No, they go through it too. But understand your worth, know who you are, understand what you don't have to take, and know that God is able. And to, like, I guess too, you have to know what your traumas are, understand who you are, understand your emotions and where you've been, and don't don't supply other people with space to be in your space and destroy it, because you are utilizing your emotions to make decisions and allow those people to destroy you and demean you and everything else like that because of the things that you've been through. We drag our childhood, mainly our childhood traumas, into our adulthood because we were never given the chance or the opportunity to fix those traumas or understand those traumas, or understand that you don't have to be embarrassed by those traumas. And we take it into our every relationship, situationship, religionship, any ship, friendship, your relationship with your children. Everything that we go through and we take it into all these relationships, we end up destroying other people that didn't do it, having other people unpack our bags that they didn't put nothing in. Okay. So until you start taking accountability for what you decided to do, because a lot of people like, oh, well, I've been through. Learn how to take accountability for what you allow yourself to be in, and understand why you're there. and fix it. So that's the message boldly that I would like people to take from what I've written.
Yeah, that's so good. And the big thing, so much right there to unpack. But the one thing that really rung loud and clear for me as you were speaking, Shumekia, was about knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing who you are, and knowing just how important you are, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you don't have to lower your standards, if you will. You don't have to perceive yourself to be somebody who is worthless. You can always have this high esteem for yourself and this high regard for yourself. And I think that's a beautiful story to tell. Listen, of all the chapters that you have inside of your book, what would you say, as the author, what would you say is probably the most important chapter to read? If for some reason, if somebody just grabbed the book and they said, listen, I only have time to read one chapter, what chapter would that be?
There's a chapter in my book called Grace. And because we all are given grace. And I think we don't understand, um we look at situations and the magnitude of the situation, and it's like, no way, this is nothing in this. You ever been in something? I guess I would challenge people who are listening. What blessing is coming out of this? What victory is coming out of this? And I think the chapter Grace shows that. It shows, yes, I am in this bad situation. Yes, I have been abused beyond the imaginable. I have been sick and beat death several times. And people will look at that and say, what's what's grace in that? What's victory in that? You know, what do you get from this? Understand that you are built by everything you ever encounter. Everything. I had to learn that the hard way. I was going through life thinking like, okay, this can't be it for me. But it was teaching me, even though I was strong, I've been strong like this all, I came here like that, it seemed like. But I must have a greater calling that I'm being crushed as such. And I think people need to understand why they're going through something. And I know you're gonna ask that question, why? Spend more time trying to figure out, you know, you, the insides of you, and what's being built. These things that's happening, illness, abuse, trauma, those things are foundation to the house, and they help you build everything else that's going around that foundation. And if your foundation is strong, no matter what you build on it, the foundation will never fall.